Back at Uhlich Field for another softball Ram Roundup. I am joined, of course, as always, by head coach Melissa Inouye and later by senior Kylie Michael. Coach, yet another 4 games in the past week to add to an 11-game now win streak, 9 in conference play. How impressed have you been with the team's effort and performances thus far?
It's been a lot of fun the last few weeks. I think the girls have been doing a really good job on playing together. And one thing we've embraced, even from my first team meeting with the team this year in the fall, was, it is going to be about the team, the team, the team. And so I think they've really embraced that. As much adversity we've had throughout the year, they've really kind of taken on, playing together, playing for each other. It's been a lot of fun to watch. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now, and it's been fun to sit back and watch their hard work, coming to fruition.
Yeah, racing up to the top of the A10 standings, currently at 14-3. You had lamented in earlier roundups very close losses in the preseason, non-conference, games that could have gone our way. But now in conference play, you are getting those wins. You guys are buckling down, working and grinding out those wins. How happy are you to see those losses in preseason turn to wins in the A10?
We talked when those games were happening, it was about the process, and we weren't really quite getting the results, and we weren't playing complete games and finishing. So I think, those hard lessons early in the year is now showing up and just really kind of sticking to the process. And we knew it was just only a matter of time before the results would kind of favor us a little bit more.
We've given a lot of props to the upperclassmen. They've been phenomenal part of this winning streak, but a big part of it, too, is some of the freshmen, the underclassmen that have stepped up and pressed into more action. Mackenzie McGrath has made 3 starts, tossed her first career complete game the other day against St. Joseph's, very tough opponent. And Julia and Sarah playing on the left side of the infield every day have been really stepping up, and you've seen their averages started to climb up as well with more experience. I mean, how excited have you been for their development?
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. I mean, all 4 freshmen, even Gigi Spear, has pitched a little bit for us, but all 4 freshmen from, August 28th to where they are now, they've really grown and matured in every aspect, and it's been fun to watch their growth and their maturation with that. So with Sarah, I think it's just a matter of she's been playing consistently, took her lumps early in the year and kind of learned some, freshmen, went through some freshman failures, but it's really starting to be a little bit more confident. And then Julia and Martine, she's a steady Eddie as they come in her demeanor, and she's a good infielder and has provided a different offensive look as well. And then obviously Mackenzie, she's fun to play behind. I think the team really enjoys playing behind her. She's kind of goofy yet intense, and she really loves to pitch when there's pressure on. But it's been fun to watch them grow throughout the season.
You love to see that that mentality, though, from a freshman right away. So I know we just talked about it. You're taking it one series at a time, one game at a time. This weekend, you just played the third-place team, St. Joseph's, here at Uhlich. Now, this weekend, you're going up to UMass, where the A10s will be in a few weeks. What are you expecting out of this weekend at UMass?
We'll be ready to go. We'll do some prep work for them today at practice and then as well as tomorrow. But we're ready to go. We're taking it one game at a time, focused on game 1, but really ultimately, playing Fordham softball. And if we do that, I think we'll be okay.
All right, and lastly, just to seg into our player interview, we got Kylie Michael, last week's A10 Player of the Week. She had to deal with a little bit of an injury layoff, missed 3 or 4 weeks, something like that, and came back on fire from the plate and deservedly won a Player of the Week, her first award. How happy for her are you, and what have you seen from her this season so far?
She may be small, but she's been pretty mighty, especially the last few weeks. But it's been fun to watch a player really kind of commit to a process and really stick through the tough times, and then obviously some hard work, and obviously it helps that she's swinging at good pitches, and it's been fun to get some pop out of that 7-hole or 6-hole wherever she's hitting. So it's been fun to see her, and especially as a senior, I think always as a senior, it kind of puts an ending to your career. If you especially can go out on top and really kind of end on a good note. So it's been fun to watch her and the rest of the seniors, do really well in their last senior season.
All right, appreciate it, Coach, as always, and good luck up at UMass this weekend.
Go Rams.
I am now joined by senior Kylie Michael. Kylie, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thrilled to be staying next to you for this roundup. Last week's Atlantic 10 Player of the Week. Congratulations, first of all. What was going through your mind when I know I gave you a warning that it might happen, but when you found out, what were you feeling?
I was feeling really excited. I think I was walking out of my class. The first thing I did was call my dad. My parents have been really big supporters through my entire softball career, so naturally they're the first people I called, but I was excited. It's something that I've been wanting since my freshman year, so I'm happy that I got it done my senior year for sure.
And it was even sweeter after dealing with a bit of an injury layoff, coming back, hitting over 600 over a 5-game span, really kickstarting. You were a big part of kickstarting this current 11-game winning streak. What has been so integral to your success at the plate right now over these last 2 weeks?
At the beginning of the year, the coaches had us pick some type of motto that we wanted to go by for the year, so I picked simple. I always thought that at the plate, if I kept things simple and really just focused on hitting the ball hard, that would happen for me. So that's what I've been doing. I've been keeping it simple. I've been getting my timing down and just trying to hit the ball hard.
And you have absolutely been doing that. 2 weeks now. I think you've had one hitless game. Something like 7 or 8 multi-hit efforts. Just, I mean, you've been a big part of this 11-game win streak, but that's it. It's a team effort. How impressed have you been with the team responding, starting with a 7-0 win over Dayton here at home? It's been 11-9 straight in conference play. How impressed have you guys been with your effort?
Yeah, I've been super happy about it. I think it also helps that we're playing at home. We love Bahoshi. We love playing at home with all of our supporters around us. I really think our team's peaking right now, and that's exciting, especially being in the back end of the season coming up. We have a big series this weekend, so I'm happy that we're peaking right now. It's a good time to be peaking.
And you reminded me of a question now. You're back at Bahoshi, obviously, but what was it like, quickly, about playing 30 games away from home to start this year?
Yeah, so it's always a rough preseason, traveling so much. Especially we had a kind of a weird preseason with the weather. Usually we go to warm places and it was cold and rainy in some, but I do have to say I got to go to Vegas, which is only 4 hours away from my house in California, so I had family out there with me, so at least that was pretty good.
Awesome. And then lastly, you just mentioned it, UMass coming up this weekend. How excited are you guys to get up there and play the second place team in the A-10?
We're really excited. I think this is always a really competitive series between the two of us, always is, and I think we're ready. I think, like I said, we're peaking. We want to get after it, and we want to ultimately get ourselves another championship.
All right, Kylie, thank you, and congrats again.
Thank you.